So we're all looking for it. The real reason that crypto has been crashing, has been moving down. Right now, Bitcoin is at 83,000, XRP below $2. Every other major asset in the red dramatically. The entire market down 7% right now. I'm going to share with you a piece of information, a video of somebody outlining and detailing the real reason that the crypto market has been moving down. The reason Bitcoin has gone from its all-time high of 126 and change to now 83,000. Please stay for the entire video, and please watch the entire piece of content that I'm about to share with you, because I think this is it. We've all been searching for the real reason. I've spent tons of hours talking to people in the industry. I have access to a lot of really smart and talented people. And all of them at the end of the day have been scratching their heads and looking at the situation and going, this makes no sense. The reason that I'm about to give you and share with you makes sense. So with that, let's get into this. Please do two things. Like and share. Let's spread this video, please, for every other crypto holder out there so that they can maybe know, again, what's going on. Okay, so what I'm going to share with you is this video right here. And this video is Tom Lee, very well respected in the industry, talking about and laying out the reasons for the situation we're in right now and how long it will last. It looks like we might have about 2 more weeks of this, and we'll get into this. So here we go. Please stay for this entire video. I'm going to play about 4 minutes of it, okay? This is very important. If you hold any crypto, this is very important.
Also the chairman of BitMine Immersion Technologies, an Ether treasury company. All right, so Tom, you've heard what Steve had to say. This is, by the way, not unusual for NVIDIA, is it? NVIDIA, the good folks at Bespoke, your team, you've recognized that NVIDIA will often have these kind of wild swings following earnings, but what is your take right now on these markets?
Well, I think I'm going to kind of add to what Steve said. You know, I think the crypto market has been limping along since October 10th, because on that date was a negative shock. I mean, today's stock market looks a lot like an echo of what happened October 10th. But on October 10th, that liquidation was so big, Brian, it really crippled market makers. And our market makers are critical in crypto because they provide liquidity. I mean, they act almost as the central bank in crypto. And if they've got a hole in their balance sheet that they need to raise capital for, they need to reflexively reduce their balance sheet, reduce trading. And if prices fall, they've got to then do more selling. So I think that this drip that's been taking place for the last few weeks in crypto reflects this market maker crippling. And so in 2022, it took 8 weeks for that to really get flushed out. We're only 6 weeks into it. So I kind of concur. I think crypto, Bitcoin and Ethereum are in some ways a leading indicator for equities because of that unwind and now this sort of limping and weakened liquidity.
Well, that was the point that my very smart team behind me, we put together for the top of the show, which was showing that Bitcoin turned down today before the market did. All right, take us back. So October 6th, I think it was October 6th or 7th, Bitcoin hit 125,000. Yeah, a couple days later, it was still around 120,000. Now, obviously, Bitcoin's at 86 and change. So what specifically occurred on or around October 10th that would lead us to where we are now on what, November 20th?
Yeah. Well, Steve actually pointed this out. There's a lot of what they call automated processes in crypto. One of them is called ADL, okay, and that's an automatic liquidation feature that would take place if someone's account or their collateral drops in price. It's essentially like a margin call. On a specific exchange, a stable coin's price varied from other exchanges. It actually, stablecoin should stay at $1. It dropped to 65 cents. But that only happened within the exchange quotes, within this exchange because of liquidity. That triggered an ADL, an automatic liquidation across many accounts. It wiped out, as that spread across other exchanges, right? Because liquidations cascade, almost 2 million crypto accounts got wiped out, even though minutes before they were actually profitable accounts.
So who is
That
behind
has-
this? Like, who's the they in the market makers and they got hit? Who's the they?
Well, Brian, I am aware of names, but because I'm not someone who wants to name names, I think what you should keep in mind is that this error is actually essentially a bug, a code error, because I think in retrospect, they would have pulled pricing from across exchanges to set the price for that stablecoin rather than relying on internal quotes. But this has resulted in a lot of market makers and traders having less capital. And as you know, as crypto prices drift lower because trading volumes drop, they need to then have more capital available, which means they shrink their balance sheet further. So this is then that reflexive weakening.
I want to go back to this point, Tom. I hate the term glitch. I can't.
Okay, so that's where I'm going to stop it. So, look, this fits. This makes sense. There is nothing fundamentally in the fundamentals of Bitcoin and the altcoins that have changed. This actually fits. We have a major exchange. I don't know who that is, whose stablecoin internal dropped to 65 cents, depegged, which ultimately caused, as Tom said, a glitch, which called in 2 million accounts. And we had a cascading effect. And now we have the continued bleed out where we are limping along. There is no fundamental reason here, guys, that we should be seeing Bitcoin at 83,000. While if you look since October 10th, why Bitcoin has had no meaningful bounce in the market. Yes, I know there's been bad news across the market. I know we've been dealing with the Fed. We've been dealing with this. We've been dealing with this. And guys, I've talked a lot about those things as reasons or potential reasons for why we're experiencing the market conditions that we are. But let's call it what it is. There is no fundamental reason that the Federal Reserve delaying their decision to give us a rate reduction, as an example, in December, or because the job market reports delayed, or blah, 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 that we should be experiencing the market conditions that we are, that Bitcoin continues to drop, that we continue to just, as Tom said, I love it, limp along, because that's what's been happening. And we had a cascading effect where all these market makers were wiped out because of this. It's in essence a bug that called in margin calls on 2 million accounts and wiped out 2 million traders in literally an instant. And by the way, it cascaded across other exchanges. That's what happened, because other exchanges use the liquidity and use, the services from this large exchange and these market makers, in essence. That's it, guys. And so where does that leave us? It leaves me with a place. I will tell you this. Nothing has fundamentally changed. I'm going to continue to be buying Bitcoin, continuing to buy XRP, and taking this as an opportunity, because to me, nothing's changed. Do I like that this is happening? Hell no. Am I mad about it? Hell yes. Do I have any power in this situation? Absolutely not. What do you think? Drop in the comments below. But I think this is it. Would love to hear from you. Thank you.